Alright, welcome back to Game 2 of the best of 3 2v2 Elijah and Nia versus Karla and Eli.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
Some very interesting champion combinations from both teams here.
Minions have spawned.
Some good old-fashioned sportsmanship going on right now. Minion waves finally meeting. That first decimate coming out from Darius going to hit them both, chunk them for a little bit. The charm does not find its mark on any of the enemy champions. That decimate again striking Orc Bellows Breath into the brittle proc. Decimate and Charm both not finding their marks. Have to be very careful here, both sides. An Apprehend into a Charm or a Rocket Grab into Power Fist. The Charm does find it, the Apprehend pulling back in. Flash on the Blitzcrank. Meanwhile, the Volcanic Rupture coming out there from the Orn. Getting out that Blitzcrank flash early is really big. The Rocket Grab does not find its mark. Decimate going in. Charm hitting the Blitzcrank once again. Moving forward. The Apprehend going down on the Orn. Nice chunk of damage there on the Blitzcrank. Still not popping that mana barrier though. Orb of Deception going down there. Charm going to find its mark. Orb of Deception in the Apprehend. Decimate going to actually pop that mana barrier there. Let's see. The Rocket Grab pulling the RE in. Going to have to flash out of there. Aftershock finally going off there for Blitzcrank. The Volcanic Rupture going down. Ari is out of mana at this point. Teleport coming in from the Blitzcrank. Bellows Breath and the Volcanic Rupture going to get that Riddles proc. The Rocket Punch coming up. Flash dodges the Rocket Grab. Not the Rocket Punch, the Power Fist. That's what it's called, I believe. Wave going to be pushing into the mid lane outer turret. Volcanic Rupture goes down again, not going to find anything. They got to be very careful not to get pulled by that Rocket Grab here. Blue team backing off a little bit. Orb Reception going down there, getting a nice bit of damage. Volcanic Rupture sliding out there. Decimate's going to go down. Charm going to hit the Ornn into the Apprehend. Moving forward though, the Power Fists into the Searing Charge knockup. Darius looking very injured. Barely escaping. Volcanic Rupture trying to finish it off but can't quite find it. Going back there, CS. Blitzcrank looking to get that spoil proc on that cannon minion. Recover some health, gain a nice healthy chunk of gold. Both teams still very close in gold right now. No kills have been made yet. Orb Deception going out there to clear away some of that opposing wave. Darius now coming back to lane with boots, longsword, cloth armor. Ornns, you can see they're building the cloth armor and sapphire crystal. Bill's Breath going down to the Charm Apprehend from Darius. Searing Charge not going to knock anyone up. Gonna have to flash out of there. Going to be using that forge there to build a ruby crystal, gain some extra health, some nice little durability, kind of undo some of that damage, clearing away that wave with the volcanic rupture. Apprehend goes down, going to be pulling into the Charm. Decimate coming down there, stacking up the Rocket Grab. Grabs Darius. Searing Charge going to knock out both members of the enemy team. Oh, First Blood's going to go down. The Decimate into the Hemorrhage. Darius getting First Blood against Ornn there. Huge swing of gold in favor of Red side. Blitzcrank looking very wounded here, but if he can land a Rocket Grab Power Fist onto probably the Ahri, or maybe the wounded Darius, then there might be something to do there. Every team now working with their ultimate. The Power Fist does not find its mark. The Decimate coming down. Going to be taking down that Darius at the cost of a fair chunk of health. Both members of the red team there looking to back now. Walking back to lane now, sporting a Phage and a Null Magic Mantle. Ahri working there with a Fiendish Codex and Aether Wisp. Working with some nice extra AP and movement speed. Last minion running out there, gotta be careful to evade that rocket grab. Charm going out, but Ornn's just going to step back a little bit. Both teams getting vision on that top side river brush. The Apprehend going to pull in the Ornn. Decimate and Orb of Deception going to be dealing a nice chunk of health there, almost just below half. Charm going to go down to the Crippling Strike. Decimate. Call the Forge God comes out. Noxian Guillotine is not going to find anyone to execute. The Spirit Rush going through. Searing Charge out of there, but the Crippling Strike empowered auto attack is going to be enough in combination with that Ghost to take down the Ornn and ace for red team. Taking away that second turn plating as well. They're now looking with a quite healthy 2,500 gold lead. Blitzcrank teleporting back in is immediately going to get apprehended. Going to hit the Power Fist. He's going to just go straight for gunning down at Darius. The Charm's going to save him. Rocket grabbing that Ahri. The minion wave, however, going to give him a piece of his mind. Piece of their minds. Looking at that spoil proc, gain some gold, work back some of that lost health from that exchange there. A bold effort from Blitzcrank, but not going to be fruitful. Ornn upgrading that cloth armor and a chainmail. Ahri now working with Twin Shadows. Darius with Mercury Treads, going to get that nice tenacity against this very CC heavy enemy team. Volcanic Rupture going to come down. Not going to really find anything from it though. That true damage is non-zero. Going to be missing that second one against that Blitzcrank though, trying to get him as he comes around that corner. Even through the Bellows Breath. Oh, the Glacial Augment, Twin Shadows going to charm the Ornn into the Apprehend. Bring him very low. Rocket Grab going to get the Ahri. Darius moves in, tries to Noxian Guillotine, flashes underneath the opposing tower, tanks enough tower shots to bring him down. Meanwhile, Ahri also finding her way underneath the enemy tower, spirit rushing into a wrong place at the wrong time, going to get herself killed. Ace for blue side. Closing in a nice chunk of that gold gap. Bringing it back down to only about 700 or 600. We did see that, Nelijah, unfortunately. Very well just might be. Darius building towards that Triforce, going to be getting a Stinger. Ornn building towards the Sunfire Cape, getting the Bammy Cinder. Blitzcrank, however, finishing his Eye of the Aspect. Ahri now working with the Stopwatch. The event that she gets pulled or in a bad situation. She's worried that she might get hit by the Call of the Forge God from Ornn. Can just hit that panic button, stasis herself. Ghost now back up for Darius, meaning that he can be aggressive in these fights. He can be navigating around, landing those Outer Rim Decimates. Stacking up Hemorrhage. Going in for that sweet, sweet 5-stack Noxian Guillotine. The Rocket Grab in combination with the Static Field passive proc. Going to be procking that spoils on that Cannon Minion for Blitzcrank. Knowing that the Rocket Grab is down, Ahri can leave herself exposed a little bit. Some good banter here going on between the teams.
Try your luck, if you think you're
Both teams back at it again. Now the Bell's Breath coming down. Apprehend not going to find its mark. Decimate clearing away that mini wave. Orb Deception finishing off those last two caster minions. Bringing back the wave to a standstill. Both sides having an equal 0 amount of minions as the two waves collide again. Charm landing into the Apprehend on both teams. The Glacial Augment proc for the Twin Shadows. Rocket Grab not going to find its mark. Call the Forge God coming down. Going to be hitting the Ahri. Ornn looking very low there. Spirit Rush forward is going to chip away the Ornn a little bit. But close to death, but not out. Not going to completely take him away yet. Still getting that that option on the nice healthy shield from the Bellows Breath. Downside being though is that they have been building lots of armor, and the Ahri is the ranged character who deals magic damage and true damage. Volcanic Rupture coming down there, just going to clear away the wave. The Charm Apprehend, however, the Rocket Grab going to pull a Darius underground, under the tower. Noxian Guillotine coming down, almost taking away Ornn, being finished off there by Ahri. Charm finding its way into the Apprehend, that classic combo. Static Field going to silence, Rocket Grab, Power Fist bringing him up, hitting that panic button, flashing out of there once it's all over. Blue team just clearing away that wave a little bit. Charm not going to find Smite. They're going to be hitting that first melee minion. Apprehend similarly just going to be hitting, collecting up, scooping up some minions. No enemy champions. Volcanic Rupture going to slightly dink the Ahri. Charm going to miss once again. Bella's Breath just trying to clear away some of that minions while red team is slowly chipping away at those beefy people on blue side. The Apprehend into the Charm. It's going to be the Spirit Rush moving forward. The Charm's going to miss. Call the Forge Dog coming down. Electing to hit the Ahri and the Rocket Grab. Decimate going to hit both of them. This Crippling Strike into the Noxian Guillotine, working up to that 5 stacks of Hemorrhage without reset on the passive. Going in, the Crippling Strike going to slow him down, getting a double kill for Darius. I don't think Darius has actually managed all game to actually use the Noxian Guillotine as the finishing blow, but it is enough to bring them low most of the time. And they are going to be taking first turret off of that. Scooping up the last bits of that plating, bringing that gold lead way far ahead, about 2,000 gold. Teams resetting now, moving back towards the mid lane meetup. Red team now pushing all the way up to Blue's inner turret. The Volcanic Rupture and Bellows Breath going to be used to chip away at the red team's minions. Ornn now working with that Subfire Cape and Mercury Treads. Everyone now working with their tier 2 boots. Mercury Treads on everyone except for Ahri working with those Sorcerer Shoes for that magic pen. Charm going to find its way onto the Ornn. The Apprehend going to pull him in close to the Decimating Strike. Twin Shadows going out. Combination of that Glacial Augment for that super slow. That second Charm not going to hit anyone though. Blitzcrank now working with a Sheen, building towards that Iceborne Gauntlet. That Charm is going to end up hitting Blitzcrank. That Orb of Deception. Call the Forge God coming down. Going to barely scrape Ahri. The double apprehend there. Crippling Strike. Working towards that stacks of Hemorrhage for that Noxian Guillotine. Blitzcrank going to have to flash out. Going to rocket grab the Ahri. Pull her back under turret now. Darius still looking to fight. Going to have to Ghost to escape out of there. But he's going back in, using that heal from that Decimate, going to actually execute someone with Noxian Guillotine with that Hemorrhage proc on the next auto attack, going to instantaneously annihilate the Ornn. That's another ace for blue team. Demolish, chunking away that inner turret. Another ace for red team. Demolish, chunking away that inner turret for blue team. Going to be taking that inner turret. Just an incredibly massive gold lead right now. About 3,000 gold in favor of red team. 4 to 9 kills, 0 to 2 turrets. Ahri slowly building towards a Merlinomicon now. Got the Oblivion Orb. Darius working with a Triforce and a Stairs Gauge 7, 1, and 2. Absolutely massive, in addition to a few miscellaneous tank items. Ahri now taking away the blue buff while Blitzcrank takes away the red buff. Darius moving top lane, going to start trying to push out that other lane. Not much can be done in mid lane for the time being. Ahri continuing to clear away red team's jungle. Ornn going bot lane, trying to push out that wave a little bit. Blitzcrank going to be moving gradually towards top lane, trying to retain what objectives they have left. Orb of Deception going out there. Dance starting in bot lane. Ahri is going to be placing down wards, making sure that Blitzcrank is anywhere around. Meanwhile, top lane, Darius and those minions are going to be taking down the outer turret. Blitzcrank moving in to take out that wave. Darius is going to be looking to do something here. Apprehend coming down on the Blitzcrank into the Decimate. Backing off there. Meanwhile, bot lane. Ornn chunking away Ahri down to half health. Ahri just looking to clear away the minions. Damaging down that Ornn, that blue buff really helping. Landing the charm into the Orb of Deception. Going to be dealing a nice chunk of damage to Ornn there. That outer turret incredibly low. Already so badly wanting to just move forward and take it. Ornn denying that. That threat of an incredible amount of CC is a lot. Darius burning flash top lane. In a scuffle with Blitzcrank. Meaning he is now free to move away, step away for a little bit. Meanwhile, bot lane, that outer turret looking incredibly low. Orb of Deception going to be chunky. Ornn, they are actually going to end up taking it. The Twin Shadows is going to draw the flash out from the Ornn, slowing them. Meanwhile, topside Scuttlecrab taken by Darius. Ornn clearing away those minions in the bot lane. Meanwhile, red team looking to take away that Cloud Drake, get that extra movement speed to make those macro plays, make those rotations across the map. They're going to be taking that. Darius is going to be backing. Already just moving back in the jungle to take away some of that jungle camp. Both teams right now really just farming up. Blue team trying to close that gold gap, red team trying to maintain it. While they can move forward and grab whatever objectives they can. Taking away those towers and bot and top lane, really going to increase that gold divide working with about 3,500 gold ahead of them. Darius now working with a Spectre's Cowl. Or a Spectre's Cowl. And Ahri finally getting that Morella Nabakon, which is an incredible amount of magic penetration, going to be shredding through what little MR the opposing enemy team is building. Blitzcrank now working with the Iceborne Gauntlet, going to provide a nice small amount of wave clear. Ornn building more armor to fight the Darius with the Bramble Vest. Meanwhile, mid lane inhibitor, Darius pushing up, Ornn's going to be pushing back, trying to stop it. Decimate coming down, the Searing Charge coming out, the Volcanic Rupture, Decimate continuing to chip away at Ornn, Decimate in combination with Hemorrhage. Meanwhile, Grasp the Undying going to restore a little bit of that health, deal some damage to Darius. Ghost coming out of Darius, moving forward, Blitzcrank showing up. Twin Shadows being used by Ahri in combination with that Glacial Augment, looking to get any sort of pick, taking out the Ornn, following that Ghost. Charm going to find his way on the Ornn to the Apprehend. Rocket Grab going to pull the Darius down. Decimate, Crippling Strike, Noxian Guillotine. Ornn is down now. Blitzcrank has to flash out as Ahri's Spirit rushes in, hits that Charm, but the speedy Blitzcrank is going to outmaneuver the Ahri. Looking to take the inhibitor turret at the very least, if not the inhibitor. That demolish from the Darius is going to be dealing a nice chunk of damage. Taking away that inhibitor turret, looking to take that inhibitor. Mindful of the rocket grab, not really worried about killing it, but still killing him. But Darius is still worried about just being disrupted. Taking down that mid lane inhibitor is very big, right as the new minion wave spawns, maximizing that time that it will be down in the shortest lane. Moving forward, taking away their red buff, because why not? Meanwhile, Ahri takes away their blue buff. The Rocket Grab is going to steal the blue buff in combination with the Static Field passive, just going to burst it away from the Ahri. Almost dead, ran out of mana, couldn't get that last bit of health bursted down, going to end up backing. Darius also recalling there while that super minion pushes down mid lane. Blue team working hard to try and clear away those minions. The whole kit being used from Ornn there, CCing the entire minion wave. Power Fist, Rocket Grab, just trying to stop that super minion from doing anything while they clear it away slowly. Darius now working with a Spirit Visage on top of his other items. Ahri now having a Blasting Rod and a Sapphire Crystal. Blitzcrank working with a Zeke's Convergence. Darius waiting, looking for opportunity. Moving forward, going to apprehend. Is not aware that Blitzcrank is there. The Rocket Grab going to find him. The Decimate trying to heal up a little bit, proccing the Sterax. Darius is going to flash out of there, worried that he's just going to be CC'd to death through his tenacious Moby Boots or Merc Treads. The Rocket Grab into the Call of the Forge God, just keeping that Darius CC'd when Ahri shows up with the Charm and the Orb of Deception. Noxian Guillotine coming down, proccing the mana barrier. Darius keeping himself alive, going to actually manage to take away the Blitzcrank, thanks to the heal from the Decimate, into the Hemorrhage proc, into the second Decimate, going to result in yet another ace for Red Team. Moving forward, meanwhile, at the enemy's Nexus, the super minions are slowly working away. Ahri going to be teleporting in. Clearing that minion wave as the new one shows up. Darius walking up now. They're looking to end this game, or at least take away some of the Nexus turrets. Demolish, meaning that they are going to at least do that. 2 seconds left until the Blitzcrank respawns. Nexus at half health. Blitzcrank walking up. He's going to get into the Apprehend Charm. Decimate, taking him down. That Nexus so close to death. Decimate, Sterex Gauge, once again keeping that Darius alive, getting that full 5 stacks of Hemorrhage. Apprehend, Crippling Strike is going to result in a double kill for Red Team. Crippling Strike for the 50 gold to the Darius on the enemy Nexus. This has been the conclusion of Game 2 of the Elijah and Nia versus Karla and Eli 2v2 series.